Hello learners, welcome once again to today's lesson. Today we are going to look at the question where you're supposed to find the angles of a triangle inscribed inside a circle. And the question reads, the figure below shows a triangle ABC inscribed in a circle. AC is 10 centimeters, BC 7 centimeters and AB 10 centimeters. Find the angle or the size of the angle BAC. So the angle at the center is the angle in question. So we are supposed to calculate the angle A. This question requires that we use what we call the cosine rule here. And according to the cosine rule, since we need to find the size of angle A, if this is angle A, the corresponding side of A is CB. And if this is B, the length CA is our B. And if this is AB, the corresponding angle to this side is our C, and therefore this length is going to be our C. In this case, we know using cosine rule, A squared would be equal to B squared plus C squared minus twice BC, the cos of the angle A we are looking for. From there we know we can get the angle, which is A, and if we reorganize this equation, we are going to move minus 2BC cos A to this other side. Since it's a negative, we are going to have twice BC, the cos of A, which is going to be equal to B squared plus C squared. We minus A squared. Since A moves across the equal sign, we are going to have A squared. From there, we want to remain with cos A. We are going to divide both sides by twice BC, divide by twice BC. This one and this one goes, and our cos A is going to be equal to B squared, and our B is 10, so we are going to have 10 squared, which is 100, plus C squared, and our C is 8, so 8 squared will give us 64. We minus A squared, and our A is 7, so 7 squared is 49. We are going to divide everything by 2 times B, and our B is 10 times C, and our C is going to be equal to 8. If we move further, we are going to have 100 plus 64. 100 plus 64, that is 164 minus 49, which gives us 115. 115. You divide by 2 times 10 is 20 times 8, you get 160. So our cos A is 115. So we can therefore say our cos A is going to be equal to 115 divided by 160. But what we need is A. So to get angle A, we are going to take the cos inverse of 115 divided by 160, and this one is going to be equal to, so we can take the cos inverse, so we shift then cos inverse of 115 you divide by 160, and this one is going to give us 44.05 degrees. This one is going to be 44.05 degrees, and that is the size of angle BAC. Therefore, the size of angle BAC is going to be equal to 44.05 degrees. Another thing we are supposed to calculate here, we are supposed to get the radius of the circle. And for us to get the radius of the circle, we always use what we call the sine rule. We use the sine rule, and in this case we know if we take A over the sine of angle A, this must be equal to B over the sine of angle B, which is the same as C over the sine of angle C. And this must always be equal to twice the radius of the circle. From here we know we can take A over the sine of A, we equate to twice the radius, or B over sine of B is equal to twice the radius, or we can take C over the sine of C, which is equivalent to the sine of the radius. But since we need to find the radius, we are going to use the angle that we have already calculated, which is the size of angle A. So if we take A and the size of A, or the length of the side named A, is 7. So if we take 7 divided by the sine of the angle A, which is 44.05, this must give us twice the radius. This must give us twice the radius. So if we put this one over 1 and we cross multiply, we are going to have 2r times the sine of 44.05. We are going to have twice r times the sine of angle 44.05, and this one is going to be equal to 1 times 7, which is 7. If we move further, we are going to take, we divide by 2 first. We divide by 2, this one and this one goes, and our r sine 44.05 is going to be equal to 7 divided by 2, and 7 divided by 2 is going to give us what? 7 divided by 2 will give us 3.5. From there now, if you want to get the radius, we can divide by the sine of 44.05. We divide by the sin 44.05 on both sides, such that this one and this one goes. So our r is going to be equal to 3.5. We take 3.5, we divide by the sin of 44.05, and this one is going to give us 5.0339, which is going to be approximately 5.034 centimeters, and that is the answer to that particular question there.